Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Edgar and today we're going to have our weekly analysis as early as possible. And the reason for that is because tomorrow is weekend and we're still, in the end of the year. So I just want to have a bit of relaxation time for myself and my family. Henceforth, I just want to give you this analysis straight up to my YouTube channel. I remember, guys, this analysis is pre-market close, so anything that might happen next few minutes later might affect the analysis in one or another, but I don't think it's going to have substantial effect on the analysis. Otherwise, guys, it's been an amazing week. We predicted some trades, just as well. We thought about especially the DXY. The DXY is the market influences. The market decide at the end of the day. All markets tend to behave according to what DXY is doing. And we had the bias of negative to neutral bias in trading the DXY, and that's been the case this week. If you look at the beginning of the week, today market's been selling off, trying to squeeze in that wedge. I would say a triangle wedge as well, and the market's been selling off for some time now. Now you can clearly see there's a huge weakness on the dollar, and this is what we actually want to see as traders. We want to see dependability in our analysis. We want to make sure that everything will eventually appear the way it's supposed to appear. And yeah, so eventually our analysis, our prediction happened, and that's good and shows how accurate we are. And we won't say we're 100% accurate in our analysis, but I'll say we're quite good at it. Anyways, guys, so what do we have to say for the coming week? Now, for the coming week, still have pretty much a good number of holidays. We have a New Year's Eve, so the volumes in trading are quite low. So markets tend to be very sluggish, very slow in movement, and you hardly get any sort of trading opportunities. So I'm going to analyze this market solely on the market technicals and pull aside anything about fundamentals. But put intact the long-term fundamentals, especially on the dollar. Now, I said this, that the reversal here is quite important. Grabbing this reversal as soon as possible provide us really good returns and be able to ride with the downward trend, possible downward trend the coming week. Hence, we have first case, second case. This was almost a third case, would say. So now a good trader, what will do is two things might happen here for the DXY. Market might come back here. This will even be much better and sell off all the way down, or the market will just continuing its continuous downtrend. Like if you look here, there's a support line. This support line here holds the price and makes the price not to push the further down. Otherwise, any breakout here will be a very good trade for us to take. And remember, we're not trading DXY, we use it as an influence or as a compass for our trading. Hence, just let's use it as an analysis tool. Otherwise, let's jump onto currency pairs and see what happened. What are the opportunities for the coming week? Remember, guys, this was what we talked about on Monday. We wanted to buy here on the Euro JPY with a very good smooth uptrend, and that happened, and that's quite good. Remember, JPY is quite weak right now. Euro is moderate weak, but not that weak. Hence, it's such a good combination going forward. Next trade is USD card. What do you see for USD card? Remember, guys, this is not scripted. I'm not even look at the market. I'm analyzing things straight up from what I see on the charts. So last week also said short USD card, and the market is doing exactly what was predicted, and we still hold that truth that the market on the USD is still bearish and further sell-off should be considerable. Otherwise, let's move to USD CHF. Now for the USD CHF, guys, here same story like USD card. We had that breakout. The market is still trading below that previous support and resistance right now. I want to see something like this, and this will provide me further sell-off. Further sell-off opportunity for the USD Next trade is USD, and for USD, what do we see here? Now here for USD, we had almost 3 cases here, and this also is such a good area to sell. However, there's high probability of the market to break through here. Any breakout will be a good trade for us to look for any sort of buy stops or buying opportunities and look for any sort of bullish pattern. So anything about pullback and retest at the top here, that'll be a good strategy forward for the USD. The reason why I don't want to short this is just because you have a negative bias on the dollar, so hence euro should be quite stronger relative to the dollar. Now next trade will be GBPUSD. For GBPUSD, we wanted the price to come to these levels here. This will be a very good area to buy, but what happened, the price came back to this support line here, previous resistance and support, and the market starts showing a bit of bullishness going forward. Now you don't want to turn to be greedy and trying to jump on GBPUSD. Just be extremely patient, because patience is key, man. Patience is key, and that's what makes you successful in trading. So I want to see the market maybe come back here. If it doesn't happen, I'm just gonna leave it. Next trade is USD/JPY. For USD Japanese yen, with the weak dollar and weak Japanese yen, it's still not a very interesting trade to take, because we don't get the perfect equilibrium against these two currencies. Hence the pair isn't that attractive fundamentally. Otherwise, technically it seems quite good, because it's still resistance area. Probable sale of my happen, hence we hold the buys on the downside for the USD/JPY. USD ZAR, as you can see guys, this is such a good sell-off on USD ZAR. The price is trying to run through these areas of support, and probably the market will just bounce here, trying to find these areas of the trend line. Here will be my area for me to look for any short positions following the trend. You don't want to jump on selling right now. The USD ZAR is too late, but you just want to see that bounce and confirmation on the downside. That's going to jump on that trend, and you're going to smooth entry with less risk. With less risk. Next trade is GBP/JPY. Now for the GBP/JPY, the market just bounced to that trend line. The trend line acted as resistance before, now it's standing support. And for the market here, we pretty much feel the market will start giving us some really good buying entries. But all you have to wait for is just any sort of bullish pattern that will give you such a good entry point for GBP/JPY. So for sure, GBP/JPY is something I'm looking for this coming week. We have a very weak JPY and we have a very strong GBP, and that's what I call the perfect equilibrium between the two currencies. And well, GBP/JPY is such a good trade to look forward to. Gold, I had a wrong call on gold. That was a bad trade last week, and the reason for that was I analyzed the market on once. It was quite confusing for me. I said it's a 50-50 probability. I talked about the fact that when your stock market is doing extremely well, gold tends to do weak. They have negative correlation to each other, also negative correlation to the dollar. Now I think the gold price movement is behaving with quite well correlated to negative correlated to the dollar. Having the weak dollar makes gold quite attractive and investable, and hence the price keeps on getting higher and higher. But having stock market also perform extremely well is kind of counterintuitive, so it's quite hard to analyze the market in that manner. So I'll leave gold for now. Probably just want to see a pullback here, a retest, and this way I'm gonna look for any buy opportunity. WTI still going high. It's just still getting higher and higher. I'll advise anyone not to jump on this trade and be extremely patient and wait. You have to wait for that pullback, a retest, and then not a retest but a pullback, and then try to buy on that support line here. So what else do we have? USD Mexican peso. Yeah, now for USD Mexican peso, still holding on that support area. Last week I said you should expect the price to kind of hold on that area for a bit, and what we want to see is I want to see the price break out this strong support area with a massive momentum, and that will give me such a good sell stop opportunity. Otherwise, you want to see a pullback, a retest on that area, and further sell off on the downside. Alright, next will be Euro GBP. This will be our last trade. Probably not the last trade, but Now this is one of the ultimate trade for the coming week. Why? Because we had first, 1, 2, 3, 4. This fourth kissing point is such a good area to sell Euro GBP. Firstly, the whole technicals of this trade explain the sell. And fundamental wise, you have a strong GBP and weak Euro, so that's such a good perfect combination. We're talking about confluence here. This is what confluence means, and you want to look for that short position by waiting any sort of breakout on 15 to 1 hour time frames. There you find such a good very good entry points and further sell off for the Euro GBP. Last but not least is Bitcoin USD. So for Bitcoin USD, you still want to sell, but the price is still holding that area. Nothing much is happening so far since our last analysis. All I want to see is just the price just break through here, and I would like to see further sell-off on Bitcoin USD. So anyways guys, thank you so much and have a great holidays and happy new year. This is quite not that of well organized plan analysis. Is because I'm in a very unorganized situation right now, but I hope it's quite educative and opens your eyes for you to be prepared for the next week. Otherwise guys, thank you so much, and I'll be more than happy to see you next year, well prepared, well groomed for the coming year. Next year I think there's a lot of not a lot of interesting interesting market situations, because this year was the most interesting market. You have Donald Trump, you have stock market crash predictions here and there. There's a lot of volatility happened this year. A lot of people made money, a lot of people lost money in Euro in 2019, and I think next year is gonna be more calmer, and that also gave opportunities for those people who are not risk takers, who are risk averse individuals. And that's it for me guys. Thank you so much, and goodbye to 2019, welcome to 2020, and hope to see you next year. Cheers.